Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, everyone. Here's a look at what's happening in news. Queen Elizabeth II's funeral began this morning. For the last several days, we know thousands of people have lined up in London to say goodbye to the Queen. Hopefully, this will be the last time I have to tell you this, Rickey. Over 500 world leaders and royals have been invited to the funeral, including President Joe Biden. The funeral began at 11 a.m. UK time, which is 6 a.m. Eastern time for us. Also making headlines, and after knocking out Puerto Rico's power grid, Hurricane Fiona made landfall in the Dominican Republic. More than 1 million people in Puerto Rico are without power, and it could be days before it is restored. The National Hurricane Center said Fiona could bring up to 30 inches of rain to Puerto Rico and up to 12 inches to the Dominican Republic. In U.S. news, during an interview with 60 Minutes, President Biden said the COVID-19 pandemic is over, but acknowledged that the U.S. still has problems with the virus. He also addressed the question of whether or not he'll run for president in 2024. Joe was like Bruno Mars and chose to leave the door open, telling CBS that it's much too early to make that decision. Lastly, Rickey, you know, last week we brought you the story about a black teenager who killed her rapist and was ordered to pay $150,000 in restitution to her family. Well, in response to the judgment, a GoFundMe account was set up to help her, and so far they have raised over $500,000.
Come on now.
On her behalf. So, brave young lady, if you ask me. That's a look at what's happening in news. Rock T, what you got in sports?
Williams lets it fly. Can't hit. Wilson the rebound. And this season has come up aces. The city of Las Vegas has its first major professional title.
Yeah, man. Las Vegas Aces win their first WNBA title, beating the Connecticut Sun. Chelsea Gray named the MVP. Coach Becky Hammond, first WNBA player to win title as a coach. Big up to the Las Vegas Aces out there. Michael Jordan's jersey that he wore in Game 1 of the 1998 NBA Finals sold at an auction for $10 million.
What?
Which is the most ever for a basketball jersey, most ever for any game-worn memorabilia, most ever for any Michael Jordan thing that's ever been sold. $10 million.
Why so much for that one?
Hey, Michael Jordan wore it.
Do you know who bought it?
They haven't released the person's name, but somebody got a whole lot of money.
His DNA better be on it. I pay that much.
Got a whole lot of money.
Wasn't somebody with $10 million and $1?
Yeah, and they lost that game, too. That was game 1.
Yeah, man, but they won the whole series, though.
Yeah.
That's against Utah Jazz back in the day.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Karl Malone was out there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NFL recap, man. Got a couple good games to talk about, man. How about the Miami Dolphins 2-0 going into Baltimore to beating the Ravens? Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, man, 6 touchdowns, 469 yards passing. And
Tua out there throwing that thing.
Yes, indeedy. And shout out to the Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback Cooper Rush. Another comeback victory beating the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, I had fell asleep and thought I was dreaming when I heard the Cowboys won without Dak Prescott.
Come on, man. And I want Super Dave to turn his mic on and call me Uncle Rock T right now.
Uh-oh.
Because me and him was going at it last week on who was going to win and who was going to lose on certain games.
Right.
You want to call me Uncle Rock T, Super Dave, my little pal?
I'll call you what you are. Pebbles.
Hey,
right, you was right on most of them.
Come on, dog.
No, he wasn't.
Man, don't get me started, Super Dave.
Which one he was right on?
I guess he picked the Cowboys. Nobody else picked him. He didn't pick the Cowboys. I don't trust him.
Did I tell you Miami was going to win?
No, you didn't.
Did I tell you that Tua Tagovailoa was going to go off?
Don't do that. You didn't do
tell
that
the
either.
truth, man.
I'm telling the truth.
We're going to run the tape back.
Come on, man.
That's
Tell
all
the truth.
we gotta do.
Yeah,
How you gonna
I
hear
told
it?
you it's Detroit. so who played tonight?
We got 2 games tonight, man. 2 Monday Night Football games. Tennessee and Buffalo, Minnesota and Philly.
Oh, that Tennessee and Buffalo, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Buffalo going to win that game.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if Minnesota beat Philadelphia.
Where they playing it?
In Philly.
Okay, we'll see.
It is what it is, man. Hey, let me shout out real quick to the HBCU New York City Classic. I was at that game over the weekend. Howard beat Morehouse 31-0, but it was like 30,000 people that showed up and showed out. Showtime showed out. House of Funk, both bands showed out. It was off the chain in New York City for the HBCUs,
Nice.
man. I loved it. So that's what I got from a sports report.